Hello, everybody. This is Martha Hines with Living the One Light. So today in this video, I am feeling called to talk about the topic of flowing with the life force that we are, and flowing as the life force that we are. So this topic is what has been coming through from the spirit world over the past 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it's come through for years in various forms, but I've been getting asked to talk to this topic following the topics that I've been talking about lately about the radical grounding and the coming into alignment of ourselves as the divine, and clearing everything in us that is not of the vibration of ourselves as the divine. So over the past month or two, I've been getting very, very, very clear directive of how important it is for us to, especially in times when there's such Uranian transits happening, this really important need for us to radically ground, which what the spirit world seems to mean by that is ground into ourselves as this planet, the earth, and also ground into ourselves as source and ground into our heart. So this importance of connecting the heart of the light of the earth itself, the light of the heart of ourselves, and the light of the heart of source, all is one thing, in total alignment, radical grounding, and then to clear anything out of our system that isn't of that total resonance as the vibration of the divine. So I spoke about that a lot in the last few videos, and I also held my first two soul wisdom gatherings, one in July and then one on August 1st, which were both different versions of essentially channeled guided experiences where the spirit world helped us to do that radical grounding, aligning, and clearing in two different kind of ways. And if you feel called to listen to the recordings of those meetings, of those channeled experiences, those are available still, and you can find that on my website, livingtheonelight.com, or you can contact me at livingtheonelight@gmail.com. But the next, so what the spirit world is saying is that then once we are radically grounded, we're aligned in the way I was talking about, aligned as ourselves as the heart of the light of the heart of earth, the light of the heart of our own hearts, and the light of the heart of source. And once we're clear, then the next important step is to allow and welcome the flow, the actual literal flow of life force energy from the earth in our own bodies and with source and the cosmos and all of existence. So that's what I want to talk about in this video today. And I want to break it down a little bit. But I also will say that next Saturday, August 13th, 2022, I am holding my third Soul Wisdom gathering, and you're all invited for that. If you feel called, you can be there live, or you can have the recording afterward. So that's again on Saturday, August 13th, 2022, 10 a.m. Pacific time for an hour and a half. And so in that gathering on August 13th, the spirit world is wanting to hold another channeled guided experience where they are going to essentially help us again ground, clear, and align, and then start to feel what it is to have this life force energy moving as us, moving through us, moving, but in particular as us. And there so many beneficial effects of that, and so many reasons that that's needed. So I'll do a channeled version of, the why and the how in that August 13th meeting. But today in this video, I just want to talk a little bit more about what my thoughts are on that, and also the relationship to the astrology coming up this month, in particular the full moon in Aquarius and then the new moon in Virgo. So many aspects to this, but one of the things that I feel and see really clearly is that one of the reasons it's so important to be grounded, radically grounded, fully grounded, aligned, and clear is because then we are this clear, grounded, aligned vessel, essentially, for the energetic of life force itself. And if we're not grounded, aligned, and clear, then what can happen is that if we are stuck, or we're closed, or we're kind of tweaked in some way, then as life force energy tries to move through us or move as us, it can throw us off. Or, if you imagine, if you've ever, tweaked your neck or something, or gotten a crick in your back, that kind of a thing, and let's say you tried to do some physical activity that might be normal sometimes for you, but in that moment of you being kind of out of whack, it would be extremely painful, or it would even make the situation worse. And so the same is true for us on an energetic level, of course, that it's so helpful. It's like giving ourselves almost a chiropractic adjustment on an energetic level to be grounded, clear, and aligned and open. And so that's number one, is, the importance of doing that grounding, aligning, and clearing before we really work with these life force energies as us. Number two is I want to touch a little bit on why the benefits of this. And I mean, I'm speaking from personal experience, but also what the spirit world shows me and tells me. So that life force energy, of course, is what we are. It's what we're made of. It's the spark of life of all things. And so first of all, it can feel ecstatic, it can feel extremely pleasurable, and bring a lot of joy, and bring a lot of sense of well-being and aliveness, and like the joie de vivre, the joy of life, that kind of a feeling. And this energy, of course, one form of it is sexual energy. And in a particular way, it is sexual energy, but it's really more than that. It's beyond that. It's divine sexual energy. It's creation life force energy. So another benefit of it, and really key important thing that the spirit world is wanting to remind us of, is how healing this energy is, that it can literally be a conduit and a tool of healing in our bodies. It knows what to do, and it wants to bring us back into our homeostasis as literal vibration of the divine. That's what we are. And so that life force energy is the life force energy of the divine. So when it moves through our bodies like that, when we consciously are allowing it to flow, its natural effect is to help us on a cellular and energetic level to come back into balance with it, which is actually us. Yeah, so those are the two key benefits that the spirit world is wanting me to speak to at this moment. And then I'll just touch a little bit on the astrology of this August 2022 and how this directive is relevant to the astrology right now. So, and I'm sure there are other things, that I'm not immediately noticing, but when I look at the astrology, what I see is, of course, right now, the sun is in Leo, and Leo has to do with creative life force energy. So Scorpio also can have to do with the Kundalini energy, but this energetic, the creative life force energy, and this message of what the spirit world is wanting me to convey feels very much like a Leo kind of energy. I mean, it's certainly also connected to that Scorpio energy and even Uranian energy, but the Leo energy feels really, really relevant. So on August 11th, we have a full moon at 19 degrees of Aquarius. And also on that day, Venus enters Leo. So on that full moon in Aquarius, the sun will be in Leo, and Venus will enter Leo. And that same full moon is extremely powerful because it is squaring the nodes of the moon, and the north node will be still conjunct Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. So the ruler of that full moon will be on the north node, squaring the full moon and the sun. And then Saturn will be conjunct the full moon in Aquarius. So I see this in kind of three major components, or two in particular, maybe there's a third. So the first one is, so we still have, for years more, we have Uranus in Taurus playing such a big role. And as I've said previously, Uranus in Taurus, one way I am really feeling it is that it is a reminder, a very strong force reminder. I don't want to say forceful. I'm just saying it is a strong force in existence, reminding us of the need to come back to the intelligence of Taurus, the intelligence of our bodies, the intelligence of the earth, the intelligence of that part of us that is connected to being in bodies on this planet, rooted and having a co-creative relationship with the planet Earth and with our bodies, and with our sensuality and our sexuality. So just that Uranus and Taurus is absolutely tied to this message of flowing with the energetic of life force itself. It's what I feel is the need for us to be down on the ground, grounded and rooted into the heart of Mother Earth itself, and then allowing the energy of the planet and the love of this planet to surround us, move around us, envelop us, and then move up through our bodies and join with the natural life force energy of our bodies, because we are created of this earth and our life force energy is literally of this planet and of the cosmos and of all of existence, but in particular of Earth. And then that Uranus and Taurus is ruling the full moon, which is being squared by the nodes of the moon. So again, this full moon to me partly is emphasizing that Aquarian, Uranian need to let go of any and all structures or constructs that we have had that maybe served a purpose previously and that are no longer serving us, and to come into radical knowing of that divine intelligence of all things, our own selves as the wisdom of the divine, literally. And in particular, with Uranus and Taurus ruling that full moon, again, back to the divine intelligence of the earth itself and of our bodies themselves, and of our connection and co-creation with the planet Earth in our bodies. And then, like I said, Venus is entering Leo, with the sun, of course, in Leo opposite the moon. So Venus rules Taurus. So Venus rules Uranus in Taurus. Uranus rules the full moon. So these all go together. And the sun in Leo rules Venus in Leo. So, you know, all of these components are all working together, all doing this dance. And Leo energy, again, is life force, creative energy. So I think you get the idea. You know, it's like this painting of this tree behind me. We all are beings of this planet, rooted into this planet. We have this life force, creative energy that is needing and wanting to move as us. And so when we come into that Uranian, Aquarian energetic, it's really about doing that radical grounding, aligning, and clearing, so that we can be fully rooted, present here on the planet, and aligned and rooted in ourselves as the divine, as the cosmos, as the all that is, as existence. And then we can allow this life force energy, this creation energy, this creative energy, this sensuality, the sexuality, the divine sexuality, this ecstatic, beautiful life force energy that is us, to move as us, as the tree, or as this kitty cat, or as me, or as you. Just exactly how we are created. Again, that's very Leo energy, you know, that every flower can only be, there's only one of those flowers ever in existence, that particular flower. There is only one of him, of Chester. There is only one of me, and there is only one of you. That's Leo, is, you know, there's only one of those particular trees. And all of existence needs each of us to be that life force energy moving as us. So I guess that would be the third benefit of of allowing this energy to flow as us, which is that we then become the gift that we are to the world, literally. And the last thing is, I just want to touch briefly on the new moon coming up at the end of this month. And that new moon is in Virgo. And on that new moon, Venus will still be in Leo. And what I want to say about that is that the other thing I keep getting shown is that when we are, you know, radically grounded, clear, and fully aligned as the light of the earth, light of our hearts, and the light of source, another component of that is that suddenly when we're clicked in, grounded, and aligned, we become the literal, when we always are, but we really especially can fully manifest ourselves and become that temple that we each are. And for me, Virgo energy is so strongly about ourselves as this divine temple, and this I want to say literal devotion and service as a being of the divine. So I say this especially strongly because I have my own moon in Virgo. on my Virgo ascendant. So I have a lot of Virgo energies. But I was born on a full moon in Virgo, and this is a new moon in Virgo. So anyway, but I still relate very strongly to the Virgo moon. And so what I see in my prayers around this temple image is that it's so key and so important for us to do that radical grounding, aligning, and clearing, because then when we, fully become that temple that is us, and especially if we're conscious about being that, it gives that life force energy a container, and it gives our energetic body a way for it to flow. It can flow, through our bodies and as our bodies, but when we're that literal actual temple, it gives it a quality of extra holiness and purpose, and service. It gives it another way to really manifest in a very magical, alive kind of way. That's, again, rooted here, because Virgo is very earth energy, but I think of Virgo as being, Virgo and Pisces is on an axis. So the Virgo Pisces axis for me is really about being that temple of the divine and having the light of the divine, that Piscean energy, moving as us through that temple. And and it's not just the Piscean energy that can move through and as this temple, it's also that Leo energy. I mean, it's all of it, any kind of energy that feels aligned and good, can move through and as that temple. But so another energetic that can move through and as that temple is that creative life force, more Leo kind of energy. And what I get shown is that that's extremely important and extremely necessary. And Leo actually leads up to, Leo is the sign just before Virgo. So there's this relationship between that Leo energy and then giving it form, giving it this container so that it can be in service. So it's not just about, look at my uniqueness. I mean, the uniqueness is needed, just like I was explaining, but then at a certain point, that if the Leo energy goes a little too far, it can just become very narcissistic, right? So the Virgo, then when you move from Leo into Virgo, that beauty and uniqueness that is you, that creative life force energy that is manifesting as the flower that is you, that is so needed on this planet, suddenly can have the Virgo can give it a form that gives it a way of being in service to the divine and to this earth and to life. So that's one of the energetics I'm feeling around the new moon in Virgo, coming up later this month. So it all ties together with this message of, the need to be radically grounded, aligned, and clear, and then having this life force energy moving as us. So again, August 13th, Saturday, I am holding a soul wisdom gathering. It's a soul wisdom community gathering is what I think we're going to be calling these, actually. And the idea with these groups, they've been so sweet and so enjoyable for me, the two that I've held so far. The idea with these is that it's a time to come together with like-minded people, really wonderful, beautiful people. And then I give a little bit of an update about the astrology of that moment, whatever I'm guided to talk about. And then I most of the hour and a half is a channeled, guided meditation, healing journey or experience. And like I said, the theme of this upcoming one on August 13th will be this flowing as the life force energy that is us. Um, and then at the end, there's a little bit of time for sharing, and I stop the recording at a certain point so people can share without being recorded if they want that. So if you're there live, you can have an opportunity to share either while being recorded or not being recorded. And if you can't be there live, but you want the recording, you'll get the whole recorded part, which includes me talking about the astrology, the whole channeled part, and then any sharing that people want to do while the recording is happening. And that is available for $30 if you want to pay just for one time, or I've started a new membership, which I am so happy to have people be joining, because I feel like it's a win-win. Because the membership, the basic level of the membership is $22 a month, and it comes with all of the Soul Wisdom community gatherings. So I'm doing at least once a month, typically once a month. This in August, I am doing 2. I did one on August 1st, and I'm doing one on August 13th. But that $22 a month is for the Soul Wisdom gatherings. And then you also get 20% off any other services with me, one-on-one sessions, my online courses, et cetera, et cetera. And then I also want to mention, on August 31st, I'm going to be holding my first, what the spirit world is calling, deep peace and healing circles. And they are very adamant that I need to hold these also once a month. So to distinguish the deep peace and healing circles for a second, I just want to clarify the difference, which is the Soul Wisdom gatherings and the deep peace and healing circles are both 90 minutes long. But the difference is that the intention of the Soul Wisdom gathering is really more of a community feel to the event. It's more, there is in saying hello at the beginning and sharing at the end. And it's a little more of me talking about giving an astrological update in addition to the channeled part. And the channeled part is really focused on a practical spiritual tool or teaching, like this one I'm talking about for August 13th, doing the grounding, clearing, and aligning, and then flowing with as the creative life force energy that is us. So that's kind of more of a giving a grounded tool to help us navigate these times. In contrast, or in addition, the deep peace and healing circles, the intention of that is a bit more, it's more focused specifically on healing. So the Soul Wisdom gatherings certainly also are very healing, but the deep peace and healing circles are going to be structured more that you can come live, or you can just have the recording afterward. But if you do come live, we will say hello at the beginning, and you can introduce yourself if you want. But then if there's really an invitation, if you wanted, you could just turn off your video. You could spend the whole time lying down in a bed or on a couch or whatever you want. And it is an opportunity for you to just receive. I mean, that's true about the Soul Wisdom gathering as well, but this is the deep peace and healing circles are really the spirit world wanting to give you a chance to deeply receive channeled healing session. Basically, it's like a healing, it's like an energy work session, but directly from the spirit world, channeled by me, obviously. And so there's also another level of the membership that is the deep peace and healing version of the membership, which comes with it. If you get that level of membership, which is $44 a month, you also get the Soul wisdom gatherings. So you get both together combined, and that membership also comes with free access to the Deep Peace and Healing video series that I created. That's six videos that are these healing sessions, channeled by me, but the voices of various healing entities in existence. So one of them is light beings, another one is of Gaia and the ocean, another one is a meditation called lying in a hammock between two stars. So it's more of like a cosmic being energy. Anyway, so that series of 6 videos is available on my Teachable site, to buy on its own. But if you join the Deep Peace and Healing membership, it comes with that. So anyway, that's a lot of information. And I'm also going to be hosting monthly workshops, and I have those. I won't describe those right this second, but those are up as well and available, and I'll be saying more about those. I did a video with Verena Borrell last week on Diana, and some of you may have seen that. So we're going to be holding the Diana workshop in September, which is very exciting. And then I have 3 others planned. So anyway, you can see more all on my website, and I'll put the links here and all of that. So I think that is everything I am feeling called to say at this moment. Thank you so much for listening. Please always be in touch with any questions or comments or suggestions or requests. It's really helpful to me to hear anything you're needing. You can email me at livingtheonelight@gmail.com. I also have some times available for one-on-one sessions, both, just one session at a time, or ongoing healing or mentoring sessions, which I really love to do. I particularly love working with people when you're feeling ready to radically let go of, like, you're at a turning point in your life and you feel like, I am ready to, I'm making a shift. Like I'm at a crossroads, or I'm making a turn. This is a turning point in my life, and I am ready to let go of XYZ dynamic or XYZ energy or XYZ situation. And I would like some help being kind of guided or just gently contained in that moment of making that transition. I love to be of service in that way. And I use astrology. I do, I can use the channeled healing modalities. And I do all of that from the perspective of having a trauma-informed background. It's not therapy, but I do use my knowledge from my background, my long time as a clinical social worker and therapist. But again, this is not therapy, it's distinct from that. But the trauma-informed skills do exist there. So anyway, I think that's everything for now. You can find all of that on my website, livingtheonelight.com. Again, you can email me at livingtheonelight@gmail.com. And I would love to see you if you feel called to come to anything I mentioned, but in particular that soul wisdom gathering I'm having on Saturday, August 13th. And if you feel called to join the membership, I would love to support you through that membership. I'm trying to make it very affordable. So I hope it feels accessible if you're feeling called toward it. And I will see you soon. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much again for listening and watching.